While I was handing out flyers, I saw my girlfriend, Alicia, disheveled, hair messy, passionately kissing the school hunk in a sports car. I walked up and knocked on the window. The school hunk glanced at me and casually asked her, "Who's this?" Alicia, still leaning against him, said coldly, "Just a simp. If you don't like it, I'll break up with him right away." Then, right in front of me, she kissed him again. When she was done, she didn't even look at me, just turned away like I didn't exist. The school hunk licked his lips where she had kissed him and sneered, "Leave. Beauties only belong to the strong." I stared at him and asked calmly, "I don't care about my girlfriend, but why are you in my car?" The atmosphere turned awkward immediately. The school hunk gripped the steering wheel, completely stunned. "What do you mean your car?" "This is my car," I replied. I opened the glove compartment and pulled out the registration. "Look, my name's right there." "Why are you in my car? Are you stealing it?" "I'll call the police right now." The school hunk's face flushed red. He scrambled out of the car and leaned close to me, whispering nervously, "Don't call the police. My dad's a mechanic. I just saw this car looked nice and borrowed it for a spin. Please don't report me." I widened my eyes and said loudly, "You call this borrowing? This is theft! Can repair shops just steal cars that come in for maintenance?" The school hunk lowered his head in shame and muttered, "Bro, I'm sorry." I sighed. "Don't bro me. Let me check the car's condition first." He didn't dare to say another word. I inspected the car and soon found a dent on the hood. I turned to him angrily. "What's this about?" Panicking, he quickly said, "It's not my fault. Your girlfriend insisted on sitting on the hood to take selfies. She even posted a bunch of provocative photos on her moments. That's the evidence." I checked my phone but saw nothing. The school hunk showed me his own phone and I realized Alicia had blocked me. Looking at her WeChat moments, I couldn't help but let out a dry laugh. Such bold photos. Fine, you can go. I'll keep these photos as evidence. You both prepare for a court summons. The school hunk's face went pale. "Bro, will it cost a lot?" "About 100,000, I said flatly. In an instant, he looked like he might faint. "But it was her who damaged it." "Do I have to pay too?" I rolled my eyes. "Don't you know the law? You're both responsible. Say goodbye to your dad's hard work this year." The proud school hunk suddenly burst into tears. "That stupid girl." I told her this was carbon fiber. Only high-end sports cars have it. The hotter it gets, the harder it becomes, but she wouldn't wait for the car to warm up. She just sat on it for selfies. My parents worked so hard, and now we're screwed because of her. I didn't want to watch him cry any longer. I got in my car, called someone to come assess the damage, and rolled up the window. Through the glass, I heard the school hunk sob. "How come you're the rich one? Your girlfriend told me you work multiple jobs handing out flyers." "I don't work," I replied calmly. "I do hand out flyers, but those stores? They're mine. Half the pedestrian street, these 72 stores, they belong to my family. Handing out flyers for my own businesses, what's wrong with that?" I closed the window, not wanting to hear him cry anymore. Just then, Alicia texted me. "Since you saw it, let's break up. Don't blame me, blame your parents for being losers. I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than laugh on your bicycle handing out flyers." I stared at her message in silence. Since both the Lamborghini and the so-called bicycle were mine, should she cry or laugh? I wanted to reply, "Wait for the court summons," but she had already blocked me. Blocked. After all that, she still owed me 100,000 for the damage. Furious, I ignored the fact that it was the girls' dormitory and rushed straight to Alicia's room. Luckily, it was still morning and the dorm was quiet. Just as I raised my hand to knock, I heard a voice inside ask, "Did you really do what I told you?" Then Alicia's voice answered, "Yes, I lied to him that I took the pill." The other girl sounded excited. "That's perfect. I calculated your period. You're likely to get pregnant these 2 days, which is why I told you to go on a date. Once you're pregnant, you can marry into a wealthy family." Alicia sounded worried. "What if he makes me get an abortion?" "As long as you're pregnant, I have ways to make him acknowledge the baby," the woman replied. "You even broke up with your boyfriend for him. Let's see if he dares not to acknowledge it." I froze, stunned. Alicia really planned to trap the school hunk by getting pregnant? I wondered what her expression would be when she found out the school hunk had stolen my car. I knocked on the door. When Alicia opened it and saw me, her face instantly darkened. "I already broke up with you," she snapped. "Why are you still pestering me?" Being poor isn't a problem, but being poor and shamelessly pestering a girl is disgusting. Clearly, she thought I had come to win her back. 2 of her roommates were inside. Before I could speak, one of them said, "Can you stop hindering Alicia from pursuing her own happiness?" I was dumbfounded. Making out with another guy in a sports car behind her boyfriend's back was now called pursuing her own happiness? I recognized that roommate, Ava, Alicia's best friend, the same one who had just urged her to get pregnant. When I first started dating Alicia, Ava often mocked me, saying a man's love for a woman is measured by how much money he spends on her. Because of her influence, I had given Alicia plenty of gifts. I took a deep breath. "We can break up," I said, "but the phone you're using is mine. Return it." I didn't mention the sports car. Knowing Alicia's shamelessness, she might cling to me if she knew it was mine. "I just wanted my things back," Alicia frowned, her tone icy. "So you're such a petty person? Can't you consider my feelings?" I was speechless. Consider her feelings, and after everything she'd done to me? Eva suddenly laughed behind her hand. "Can't you see through this poor man's trick? Asking you to return the gift is just an excuse. He really just wants to make things hard for you because he can't let go." "So that's it?" Alicia sneered. "You think if I don't return the gift, I won't break up with you? Have you forgotten my current man is rich?" She raised her chin proudly. Eva added fuel to the fire. "Don't be scared, sis. I just checked. The heartthrob's Lamborghini costs millions. Buying you a new phone is nothing to him," Alicia laughed. "Fine, I'll return the phone, but let me make one last call. I'll show you why I broke up with you, and why the gap between you and a rich man is one you'll never bridge." I wondered if this rich man was the school hunk. I remembered the day I dropped the car at his house for maintenance. His dad had sighed and said making money was tough, and their income barely covered rent. Alicia dialed and put the phone on speaker. "Clearly eager to show off, brother," she said sweetly. "My boyfriend came to break up with me and wants me to return the phone he bought me. Without a phone, how can I contact you in the future?" But instead of indulging her, the school hunk roared on the other end. "You damn bitch! Don't let me see you again or I'll beat you every time I see you." The call cut off. Alicia and Eva were both stunned. Eva quickly grabbed a book from her bed and hurled it at me, shouting, "Did you badmouth my best friend downstairs?" Alicia's face twisted with fury. "Yeah!" "He wasn't treating me like this before. You must have slandered me. How despicable and disgusting can you be?" I kept my voice calm. "I didn't badmouth you. Just give me back my things." "If you didn't badmouth me, why would he suddenly treat me like this?" Alicia demanded. I stayed silent. It was because of her own actions. The selfies on the hood that had landed the heartthrob in debt. Eva sneered. "That's why I told you to date the heartthrob. I already saw through this poor loser. He only knows how to play tricks behind your back. Disgusting simp. So you're admitting you were involved in her betrayal of me?" I asked. "Betrayal?" Eva snapped. "My best friend was stuck in a mess. Of course I had to pull her out. Should I let her sink into marrying you? She'll thank me for the rest of her life." Alicia grew impatient. "You can have the phone back, but I have one condition. You immediately apologize to the heartthrob and admit you lied about me." Eva cursed. "Yeah, kneel and apologize if you have to. Clear my best friend's name." I took the phone and said coldly, "Why should I apologize for something I didn't do? And we still haven't settled our accounts." I walked straight into the room, sat down at the desk, and started calculating. Throughout our relationship, I had given Alicia many gifts and transferred her money. I wanted it all back. Alicia's voice trembled. "My friends are here. We once loved each other. Do you really want to embarrass me like this?" I ignored her and kept calculating. Eva suddenly snapped a photo of me. With a mocking laugh, she said, "Today I encountered the ultimate loser. I'm going to post this on my social media and expose you. You'll be socially dead." I thought she was bluffing, but when I checked my phone, she had actually posted it. The caption read, "OMG girls never date a poor guy. The poorer they are, the more trouble they cause." My best friend got stuck with one. It's terrifying. I frowned. "This is a personal matter between us. Why do you keep bringing up money? You might as well tattoo gold digger on your face." Eva sneered. "Yeah, I like rich guys. What's it to you? If you were rich, you'd be the one mocking me right now, not the other way around." "Look at you, pathetic." She grew more agitated, walking to the window and pointing outside. Rich men drive million-dollar Lamborghinis and have ambition and careers. Poor losers just sit here calculating money, making the girls who once loved them feel sick. Finally, one of the other roommates couldn't stay silent. Alicia, she said, why don't you just pay him back? This is your fault in the first place. Alicia's face darkened. What do you mean? Are you taking his side? Eva sneered. Isn't it obvious? You found a boyfriend with a Lamborghini and she's jealous, so she's purposely insulting you, slandering you. The roommate's face turned red with anger. Don't falsely accuse me! I knew this girl, Lisa. She was a poor student. Back when Alicia wanted to show off, she once had me buy desserts for everyone in her dorm. But Lisa refused to take them, saying she couldn't accept something she didn't earn. Because of that, I'd always had a deep impression of her. Alicia sighed and said, Lisa, I know you're poor and rely on student loans and scholarships to study. I get it if you resent the rich. But you know what? Being a good person is more important than good grades. Lisa's eyes went wide in disbelief. Are you saying I'm not a good person? I was completely dumbfounded. Lisa was diligent and hardworking, excelling in both character and academics. And Alicia? She had just been making out with a rich guy in a car right in front of me, her boyfriend, and she dared to say Lisa didn't know how to behave? What kind of nonsense was that? Eva sneered. I know your type, poor simp girl. You know he broke up, so now you're pretending to be some pretentious coquette to win his favor. You know you have no chance with a guy who drives a Lamborghini, so you don't even let a guy who earns $3,000 a month handing out flyers pass. Lisa clenched her fists, furious. I also work part-time as a tutor. I earn $2,000 a month. Eva looked at her with open disdain. To you, even mosquito legs are meat. Yesterday I saw you picking up food that fell on the table to eat. You poor wretch. Of course you're not picky about men. Lisa's eyes turned red, her voice trembling. The food fell on the table, not the floor. What's so poor about that? Enough! Alicia suddenly shouted, cutting us off. She slammed her phone on the table and glared at me. You really embarrass me. My biggest regret is dating you. Hurry up and settle our accounts so I can go explain to my new boyfriend. Eva quickly said, Don't be afraid, sis. I'll go with you to explain. The rumors will be cleared, and you'll still be the little darling of a rich man. I ignored them both and focused on calculating our accounts. I didn't include the repair costs for the sports car. I didn't want Alicia to shamelessly try to reconcile with me just to avoid paying. In the end, I figured it all out. Over the year we dated, I had given Alicia gifts and transferred her a total of $18,000. When I saw the total, even I was stunned. Dating really cost a lot of money. I only spent a few hundred a month on living expenses. I hadn't realized how much I'd been spending until now. Alicia and Eva were just as shocked. After all, they were students. Where were they going to get over $10,000? At first they didn't believe me, but after checking the calculations several times, they had to admit I was right. Alicia looked troubled. $18,000. I can't come up with that right now. Eva panicked, but quickly said, Don't be scared, sis. I'll help you pay it back. Your attitude towards this loser now will decide how the heartthrob sees you. Even if we have to borrow from loan sharks, we'll pay it back. You need to cut ties with this poor guy to have a chance to marry into a wealthy family. Eventually, Alicia was swayed by Eva's words. She nodded. Okay, we'll find a way to borrow it. My family mustn't know. My parents will kill me. I didn't know what to say. If $18,000 would get her killed, what would happen when the nearly $100,000 repair bill for the sports car reached her house? Her parents might want to grind her bones to dust. Alicia and Eva immediately started contacting people to borrow money. Surprisingly, it was pretty easy for them. Classmates each lent a few hundred, and soon Alicia had collected quite a bit. Even Alicia was amazed. I have such a good reputation. Everyone's willing to lend me money, Eva laughed. It's because of your selfies on social media. You're sitting in a sports car worth millions. Of course people are willing to lend you this small amount. Alicia suddenly realized and glanced at me proudly. See that? That's the true charm of a real man, making everyone admire him and lend me money just to befriend him. If I were still with you, would anyone help me when I'm in trouble? Eva sneered. Trouble? Being with him is already the biggest disaster in life. They kept borrowing and eventually managed to gather over $8,000. But there was still a $10,000 gap. Eva gritted her teeth. I know a guy from the underworld. He can lend us the money, but if we can't pay it back, it'll be terrible, Alicia asked nervously. What happens if we can't pay it back? Eva replied, Don't worry about that now. Your new boyfriend is so rich. 10,000 is nothing to him. Eva quickly contacted the so-called underworld guy, who turned out to be a professional private lender. He handed over the 10,000 without hesitation. When they finally collected the full amount and returned it to me, Alicia angrily threw the phone at me. Happy now? Get lost. From now on, we should have nothing to do with each other. I nodded and turned to Lisa. Can you come out with me for a moment? Lisa looked surprised, as if she didn't understand why I wanted her to come. Eva immediately sneered. I knew these two had something going on. As soon as you paid him back, they hooked up. I felt helpless. The reason I wanted to talk to Lisa was because she worked in the student council and had access to the contact directory. Since I planned to send Alicia's family a court summons, I needed her home address. Lisa blushed, lowered her head, and followed me out. Eva shouted after us, You're really going with him? You only deserve Alicia's leftovers. Lisa was almost in tears. I don't have any such intentions, Eva cursed. Pretentious coquette. Keep pretending. No wonder your family is poor and it's genetic. Look at you trying to please even a guy who hands out flyers. You're so undiscriminating. It's clear what kind of people your parents are, Alicia sneered. Good thing I broke up with him. This useless man is all yours. Let me give you some advice. A whore and a dog. May they last forever. I led Lisa out into the hallway. Lisa whispered, I only spoke up because I was angry. Don't read too much into it. I just want to study hard. I don't have the intentions they said. I nodded. I know. You need scholarships and tutoring jobs. You don't have time for romance, Lisa asked softly. Then why did you call me out? I know you have the contact directory, I said. Can you give me Alicia's home address? Lisa immediately panicked. What do you plan to do? Don't do anything reckless. She looked very worried and even grabbed my hand. We may be poor, she said seriously, but we have dignity. Others are at fault, but don't ruin your future because of their mistakes. The hallway fell silent. I didn't know what to say. Did she really think I was planning to go after Alicia's family? Lisa seemed to realize she was still holding my hand and quickly let go, blushing. You're hardworking and determined. You deserve a better life. I believe that in 10 years, Alicia will regret her choices. It won't take 10 years, I said. I already had the dealership assess the damage. If her family lives in the city, she'll regret it soon. Lisa looked stunned. What do you mean? I told her the sports car downstairs was mine. She stared at me, speechless, until I showed her the car registration. Only then did she believe me. When Lisa went to get the directory, she walked like she was in a daze, as if dreaming. Soon, she sent me Alicia's home address. It turned out to be just a few kilometers from the dealership. What a coincidence. I called the dealership, and they told me they'd deliver the damage assessment within 10 minutes. Then I suddenly remembered Alicia had returned the phone to me. How would I contact her later about the debt? So I decided to temporarily return the phone. When I went back to the dorm, Alicia frowned. Why are you back? I know you don't have a phone, I said. You can borrow this for a couple of days. Eva clutched her chest dramatically. I'm going to puke. I was right. This simp is doing it on purpose, trying to play some on-again, off-again game with you. Alicia snapped. Do you really take me for a fool? Stop pestering me. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Just then, Eva's phone rang. She glanced at it, confused. Alicia, why are your parents calling me? I froze. The dealership worked fast. Alicia's parents must not have been able to reach her, so they called Eva. Alicia took the phone. Mom, what's wrong? She didn't put it on speaker, but her mom's voice was loud enough for all of us to hear. Don't call me Mom! Do you know how much your father and I make? You've ruined us. Alicia froze. Mom, what did I do? She walked to the corner of the dorm, still on the phone. Then she suddenly burst into tears. Eva rushed over. Sis, what's wrong? Alicia sobbed. I know why the heartthrob suddenly got mad at me. I dented his car by sitting on it, and now he wants my family to pay. The estimated cost is $137,000. Where are we going to get that kind of money? Eva was shocked. How is that possible? Just by sitting on it, it got dented? The bill was delivered to my house, Alicia cried. My mom said she sent me a picture of it and told me to check my phone. She sat down on the bed, dazed. Eva bit her lip. Don't panic. I might have a solution, Alicia looked up. What can you do? Eva said seriously. At this point, we need to see if you're pregnant. If you are, and you're carrying his child, would he really dare to ask you for the repair costs? Alicia nodded immediately. Right. Even if he doesn't care about me, he has to care about the baby, right? Eva's eyes lit up. If he still dares to ask you for the money, go make a scene at his house. Alicia sighed deeply. I initially wanted to use the baby to marry into a wealthy family. Who knew it would only end up covering repair costs? Eva comforted her. Hundreds of thousands isn't a small amount. Your parents would need 2 years to earn that. And who says you can't marry into a wealthy family? Maybe his parents will insist on marriage. They might even gift you a car. For a moment, I thought about reminding Alicia that even if she was pregnant, it wouldn't exempt her from paying the repair bill. I started to speak. But Alicia glared at me with venom. She snatched the phone from me. Don't say a word, get lost. I don't want to hear your voice. I'm already in a bad mood, Eva snapped. Yeah, get lost. We're trying to figure out how to calm the heartthrob down, I said awkwardly. How about you read the documents first? Eva yelled. Get lost, loser. We have nothing to say to you. If you keep pestering Alicia, we'll accuse you of harassment and see you in court. I nodded. Fine. We'd see each other in court soon anyway. Alicia picked up her phone and sent a voice message to the heartthrob. Please come downstairs to my dorm. I want to talk to you, please. The heartthrob replied almost immediately. She played his voice message aloud. Sure, you slut. I want to talk to you too. Come down now. The heartthrob's voice came through Alicia's phone. Alicia put the phone down, her face pale, and turned to Eva. With that attitude, do you think he'll really forgive me? Eva grabbed her arm. Go down and beg him. I'll go with you. She helped Alicia to her feet, then glared at me. Move. I ignored her and walked out of the dorm room. Just as I was heading downstairs, Lisa came back. Alicia and Eva brushed past her, heading outside ahead of us. Lisa glanced at me quietly and asked, Will you make Alicia pay a lot of money? I'm not going to extort her, I said. She should pay what she owes. But I'm thinking... Lisa tilted her head. Thinking what? I shrugged. It feels like they're begging the wrong person. Isn't this going to be awkward? When we got downstairs, the heartthrob was already there, standing by the roadside, crying, wiping his tears. Most noticeable of all was the red slap mark across his face. I could guess what happened. He probably told his dad about the damage, and his dad gave him a good slap as fatherly discipline. Alicia and Eva froze in shock. Eva muttered, Seriously? His family has so much money and he's crying like this? Alicia bit her lip. Maybe he really loves that car. When we went on dates, he always took such good care of it. Eva sighed dramatically. They say a car is a man's second wife. I guess it's true, I rolled my eyes. I don't treat my car like a wife. But of course he took care of it. It's my car. Alicia hurried over to him, looking pitiful. Baby, let me explain. Explain to your grandfather, you bitch. The heartthrob exploded, charging forward, grabbing Alicia by the hair and slapping her across the face. Neither Alicia nor Eva expected him to hit her. Eva rushed forward, panicked. Alicia, sobbing, said, Baby, hit me if you have to. I know it's my fault. I'll never do it again. Let me make it up to you for the rest of my life. I don't need your compensation. He roared and punched her in the face. The blows kept coming. Alicia and Eva finally realized how bad this was. Around us, students stopped to watch, shocked. Just moments ago, Alicia had been stepping out of a sports car, admired by everyone. Now, in front of everyone, she was on the ground, being beaten by the heartthrob who had her by the hair, punching her face again and again. Eva screamed, You're hitting her too hard! She's a girl. But the heartthrob didn't stop until one of Alicia's front teeth flew out. Clutching her bleeding mouth in disbelief, Alicia bent down to pick up the tooth, crying, Stop hitting me! My tooth, Eva, go get some milk, I nodded. Smart. If you put it in milk quickly, it might be reattached. Lisa turned to me, glaring. Are you enjoying this? How could I? I said calmly. We were in love once. Seeing her like this hurts me too. Then why are you smiling? I chuckled. I just naturally smile a lot. People who smile have good luck. Through tears, Alicia turned to me. You're not a man, look at me. I'm bleeding and you won't even help. I looked at her seriously. You just told me not to harass you, said we'd meet in court. I'm just respecting your wishes. The heartthrob finally noticed me. Letting go of Alicia, he walked toward me. Eva immediately jumped in. Heartthrob, I know you're angry, but do you know how much Alicia has suffered for you? Just now, this loser was bullying her. If she didn't love you so much, why would she put up with it? Shut up! The heartthrob snapped. Your whole family are losers. Eva froze, silent. The girl who had been so loud and fearless a moment ago suddenly didn't dare speak. The heartthrob came closer and, to everyone's shock, he suddenly dropped to his knees in front of me. Bro, he choked out, tears streaming down his face. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. The entire world seemed to go quiet. Students stared in disbelief. Eva trembled. Lisa kept her head down, silent. Alicia, clutching her bleeding mouth, suddenly had blood running from her nose. She tried to sniff it back, but choked and coughed painfully. Even I was stunned. I sighed. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it? Eva, still dazed, asked, Why are you apologizing to him? I looked at the heartthrob. Yes, why don't you tell everyone? Still crying, he said, I shouldn't have stolen your car to show off. I shouldn't have stolen your girlfriend. I'm disgusting. Please forgive me. I told my dad, but he said our family can't afford to pay for the damages and we can barely afford rent. I nodded. Your dad works hard. That's why I sent my car to your family's shop for repairs. I just didn't expect such a diligent mechanic to raise a son like you. The heartthrob sobbed harder. I'll never do it again. If you give us more time to pay, I'll do anything you ask. Alicia, completely dumbfounded, muttered, What repair shop? What car? What do you mean stealing a car? The facts are right in front of you, I said coldly. Alicia turned toward the sports car, her voice trembling. That car, it's yours? Yes, I said simply. Her face went blank, then she burst into tears. How can you be the rich one? Weren't you the guy handing out flyers? I do hand out flyers, I said calmly, but those are for my own businesses. Ignoring her missing tooth and bloody face, Alicia limped toward me and grabbed my arm. Baby, let me explain. I'm not your baby, I said, shaking her off. We're over. I put a hand on the heartthrob's shoulder. This is your fault, not your dad's, but honestly, you helped me. You showed me my girlfriend's true colors. Because of that, I'll help you this once. You'll graduate next year, right? Negotiate the amount with me, and once you start earning, you can pay it off in 3 years. His eyes widened. Really? Yes, I nodded, but I glanced at Alicia. Knocking out her front tooth is going to cost you a lot. I'm not paying a cent. The heartthrob spat. At worst, I'll go to jail. I don't care. I'm not taking civil service exams anyway. She doesn't deserve a single cent from me. I laughed and patted his shoulder. See, now you're being smart. I'll waive 1,000 as a reward. Alicia stared at me in disbelief. Baby, I was wrong. Please give me another chance. Suddenly, she turned and pointed at Eva, screaming, It's all because of this beach. You told me to do this. I loved my boyfriend. Why did I listen to you? Eva stood frozen, expression blank. I was tired of their drama. Remember to take the morning after pill, I said coldly. Not because I care, but because I don't want an innocent life to die because of your bad decisions. Alicia's face turned ashen. Eva suddenly broke down. Are you not going to repay the money I borrowed for you? Alicia turned on her, furious. You caused this mess. Why should I pay you back? Eva sobbed. If I don't pay them back, I'll be beaten to death. I said casually. Then pay it back. Simple. Eva wailed louder. Where am I supposed to get 10,000? Lisa clenched her fists. You mock me for eating food off the table, but your family doesn't even have 10,000. You're poor too, so why bully other poor people? You deserve this! Eva collapsed, sobbing on the ground. I smiled at Alicia one last time. Goodbye. Don't contact me unless it's about repayment. Otherwise, I'll see you in court. Turning to Lisa, I asked, Since the beach got what she deserved, want to grab a meal with me? You can ride in my car, Lisa glared. Are you drunk? Why would I get in your car or eat with you? I awkwardly scratched my nose. Fair point. I got into my car and drove away. Eventually, Alicia's family and the heartthrob's family agreed to split the repair bill. But Alicia was beaten half to death by her parents when she got home. They even broke her leg. It healed badly and now she limps. She didn't return for her last year of college. Eva came back, but people mocked her constantly, calling her a traitor to the poor. To repay the loan sharks, she tried to find work, but her reputation ruined her chances. Eventually, she came begging to me for a job. I owned a few low-end restaurants by then, so I hired her to clean toilets. She cried as she scrubbed and word spread. Some students even came to my restaurants just to use the toilets after she cleaned them, so she'd have to do it again. Alicia, after dropping out, kept messaging me, begging me to take her back. I blocked her. She kept switching numbers. Finally, I did what I'd promised. I sued her. That scared her off, and she never contacted me again. As for Lisa, nothing happened between us. She stayed focused on her studies and after graduation went back to her hometown to teach poor kids. I admired her deeply. I reached out a few times, but she wasn't interested in dating. The only time she ever asked me for help was to organize a clothing drive for the kids in her village. I donated some of my old clothes. After that, we didn't stay in touch. I still think about her sometimes. That girl who said, "We may be poor, but we have dignity. I hope she's living a good life."